My parents did an incredible job of helping me build healthy associations with money. It wasn't just about learning numbers, it was about understanding how balance and intentionality shaped our financial lives. Those early lessons set me up for success and helped me navigate the real world with more confidence when it came to money. And it's a big reason why I'm so excited to share today's sponsor with you, Acorns Early. Acorns Early is a smart money app and a debit card for kids that helps them learn the value of money. Kids can spend what they earn with their very own debit card. They'll love the new sense of independence and getting to choose from 35 plus customizable card designs. Plus, parents can keep track of where and when their kids are spending. You can get real-time spend notifications, set your kids' spending limits, and instantly block lost or stolen cards. They might not realize it now, but starting to invest early is going to have a huge impact on their financial future. And the best part? It's simple. And Acorns Early is such a smart, accessible tool to do that. If you're looking for a way to make a real difference in the financial future of the younger people in your life, Acorns Early is an amazing place to start. Ready to help your kids learn the value of money? Just head to acornsearly.com/diaries or download the Acorns Early app to get started. Sign up now and your first month is on us. T&Cs apply. Monthly subscription fee starting from $5 per month unless canceled.
Summer is right around the corner. If you know me, you know it's not really my favorite season for a lot of reasons that I won't get into. Something I can get into, though, is that the folks at Mint Mobile say that getting a summer bod is out and getting your savings bod is in. This spring and summer, Mint Mobile wants to see your skimpy wireless bills and fat wallets. Premium wireless plans for just $15 a month. You can have both without breaking a sweat or the bank. Say bye to your overpriced wireless plans with jaw-dropping monthly bills and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is going to rescue you. All Mint Mobile plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. The best part is that you can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with you. Ditch overpriced wireless and get 3 months of premium wireless service from Mint Mobile for $15 a month. This year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank. Get your summer savings and shop premium wireless plans at mintmobile.com/diaries. That's mintmobile.com/diaries. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month 5 GB plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
ChatGPT Plus is free for college students through May. Here's the thing. You've got a lot to do between now and then. Studying for finals, writing papers, trying to keep your life on track. And ChatGPT can help with all of it. It can quiz you for your econ exam, make a study guide from your French notes, plan out your meals and study breaks. It can get really specific on how you like to learn. It can even help you come up with ways to stop procrastinating. So from now until summer break, take advantage of all the ways ChatGPT can make your life easier. Restrictions apply.
Welcome to the Murder Diaries. I'm Natalie.
And I'm Paige. If you want to listen ad-free, make sure you pop over to our Patreon, patreon.com/themurderdiariespod. According to IndianLaw.org, more than 1 in 2 Native American women have experienced sexual violence. Though available data is limited, the number of missing and murdered American Indian and Alaska Native women and the lack of a diligent and adequate federal response is extremely alarming to Indigenous women, tribal governments, and communities. On some reservations, Indigenous women are murdered at more than 10 times the national average. Statistics define the scale of the problem, but do nothing to convey the experience of the epidemic. Pepita Redhair is one of these missing and murdered Indigenous women. Pepita went missing as the global COVID-19 pandemic unfolded in March of 2020. She went missing from Albuquerque, New Mexico, where she lived with her boyfriend and was 28 at the time. This is her story.
Used to think it's in my head, but I'm walking with the dead.
Pepita Madeline Redhair was born August 4th, 1992, to her mom, Anita King. She was raised in Crown Point, New Mexico, after moving there when she was just 5 years old with her family. Crown Point is a small census-designated area on the Navajo Nation's eastern edge. Pepita grew up with her mom and sister, Shelda, who calls her outgoing and optimistic. Anita says her daughter is kind and loving. With that, Pepita and her mom were very close and spoke every day. By the time she went missing, Pepita was no longer living at home. She had moved about 2 hours southeast of Crown Point to Albuquerque to live with her boyfriend, Nick. Again, Crown Point is small, and Shelda mentions that the community struggles to combat poverty and that there aren't a lot of job opportunities there. So it's no wonder that Pepita might have wanted to move on and see what else was out there.
Right. I think it's definitely understandable that someone like Pepita may have wanted to look elsewhere, a bigger city like Albuquerque, for more opportunities to grow and spread her wings.
While spreading those wings, Pepita did not leave her family behind. After moving out, one of the things she always made sure to do was text or Facebook message her mom, always keeping in touch and often wishing her mom a good night before they went to sleep. Pepita's sister Shelda says she always talked about how she wanted to make a name for herself. Pepita was determined to leave home and get a career. Pepita was a bit of an adventure seeker, and she never sat still. One of her favorite things to do growing up was skateboarding. And she didn't just skateboard around town. She could also be found at the local skate park. Her sister Shelda tells Disappeared that Pepita loved the adrenaline rush that skateboarding gave her. After graduating high school is when Pepita made that move to Albuquerque. In 2016, she had met her boyfriend, Nick, who was also Native American. The pair were affectionate, and Shelda remembers that they were always hugging and saying, "I love you." 5 or 6 months after the pair had gotten together is when Pepita made this move to Nick's house. He was living in his parents' house, and that's where Pepita moved into, in Albuquerque.
It sounds like they fell hard and fast for one another. I mean, when you know, you know.
We really don't know much about their relationship, but at one point, he even called Pepita's sister to ask about Navajo weddings. He wanted to know what the ceremony was like and how it was all supposed to go. Shelda says that she really felt like Pepita was feeling that Nick was the one. She even told her big sister of the promises that Nick gave to her, saying that they would one day own their own home and that he would provide for her as much as he could. Shelda assures in her interview for Disappeared that Pepita was happy. That's what was going on for Pepita up until the last day she was seen, Tuesday, March 24th, 2020. Anita, her mom, tells Disappeared that Pepita had come home and spent the day with her family. She then dropped her daughter off at Nick's family's house again, where Pepita was living, and the next day she didn't get any text or Facebook messages. And again, we know how weird that is because Pepita spoke to her mom via text or Facebook message every day. Anita didn't get any messages the next day either, or the next day after that. Anita started getting really worried. She called Nick on March 27th and she asked him to please call or text her and let her know where Pepita is. She hasn't heard from her. With the way Anita words it for Disappeared, it seemed that she maybe had left Nick a voicemail and he responded afterwards, but it's not very clear what the conversation looked like. Regardless, she says his response was that he didn't know. She left. It's at that time Anita knew something was wrong. She could feel it in her gut. Pepita just wouldn't be out of touch with her for this long. Shelda had a lot of questions herself when her mom called and told her that Pepita was missing and that she hadn't heard from her. Specifically, where would she go? What happened to her? All of those questions went through her mind.
What's going through my mind is, at what point did they speak with authorities?
They didn't wait long at all. They made a police report on March 28th. At that time, she spoke with some officers, and one of them told her basically that Pepita is an adult, and if she wants to go missing, she can.
This is something we hear all too often, and it infuriates me.
That makes two of us. We really do. In these police officers' defense, people do go missing and pop back up in a few weeks all the time, according to what they say. But you will appreciate that her family did not wait. Shelda and Anita started searching for Pepita right away. They started looking around the areas that they knew she spent a lot of time. They also made missing persons flyers. Aside from handing them out, they put those flyers in mailboxes around Nick's home where Pepita had been living, and they put them on the doors in that area too. Canvassing the area with these flyers was not an easy task for Shelda and her mom. They were both single mothers. And listen, this topic could be a whole nother podcast, but it's no secret the struggles that single moms often face financially and or with time and life bandwidth here in the US. Luckily, in this case, extended family really came through and helped out the best they could. They donated their time and resources to help them continue to afford flyers and keep them printed. As they were passing out these flyers and speaking with people in the community, people did remember Pepita. nobody had seen her since Anita had noticed she'd gone missing. Quote, a lot of them were in disbelief because she was always around.
And let's not forget the date Pepita went missing when all of this was happening is March of 2020. This is when the world was shutting down because of COVID.
Pepita hasn't been heard from since March 24th. And the New Mexico governor had just declared a public health emergency due to COVID on March 11th.
There's no way this didn't impact Pepita's case. I mean, we know how crucial those first 2 days are and trying to get support and find her while the whole world is shut down. I can't imagine.
It really did affect her case. Police weren't really able to move to help, and they kept telling Anita to wait. She'll show up. Part of this, of course, is due to those COVID restrictions and things of that nature. Darlene Gomez, a lawyer and advocate for missing and murdered Indigenous women, reflects on the hurdles this pandemic we're still living through and how it affected the investigation to find Pepita. The Albuquerque PD had stopped all face-to-face investigations, and they were low on resources as a lot of police were out sick. Another complication in Pepita's case is the Federal Department of Justice, the department that assesses people's relationship with communities of color, found that there is a systemic problem with Albuquerque police that goes back decades. The reporter discussing this on Disappeared, Sean, mentions that he's even experienced it firsthand as a Native man. Darlene, the lawyer and advocate, echoes and says, quote, I do believe because Pepita was Native American that it really impacted how Albuquerque police looked at her case. There's obviously a lot to unpack here, and all of these complications for Pepita's case led her family to look to the Navajo police for assistance.
But then that's a different jurisdiction.
Yeah, this is an obvious jurisdictional complication. The Navajo police can't really do anything about Pepita's case. It's the responsibility of Albuquerque PD. Feeling helpless because of all of this, Shelda was calling the local news stations to try and get coverage for her sister. It's unfortunate, and this is so heartbreaking, but she was shot down time and time again by these news stations. No one was willing to cover Pepita's missing person story. The reporter I mentioned earlier, Sean, said that it could have had to do with COVID because obviously this was a major global event and it was very scary. It was all that the news channels were covering. He follows this with a but, though, saying that it is a struggle to get coverage and attention for cases of missing and murdered Indigenous women, regardless of a global pandemic. Shelda and her family kept going, though, and she drove by Nick's house. She was wondering if maybe she was being held there somehow. Shelda arrived at the gate of the home, called for her sister, Peta, I'm here. It's Shelda. Come out. But there was nothing but Nick's dog barking and someone peeping through the window.
When Paige and I started the Murder Diaries back in 2019, it honestly felt like we were diving into the deep end without a life jacket. We were juggling everything, writing scripts, learning how to edit audio, designing our logo, figuring out how and when to release episodes. And it was just the two of us. Looking back, I wish we had something or someone to help guide us through those early days. That's why I love what Shopify does. It's like having a third business partner that actually knows what they're doing. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Skims and Rode to brands just getting started. Get started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style. Accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that help write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/murderdiaries. Go to shopify.com/murderdiaries. Shopify.com/murderdiaries.
Spring is here, and it's time for some spring cleaning. HomeAglow is here to deliver consistent and affordable support for you, too, to get your spring cleaning done. HomeAglow is a top-rated service platform dedicated to making your space clean and tidy. Their website allows you to book online, which allows you to instantly schedule a cleaner in your area for a special occasion, that party you're getting ready to host, or just to book some regular help to take some things off your plate. What's comforting is that cleaners have to pass a rigorous certification process, and they also have to maintain a 4.8-star average platform rating. We know you're going to love your cleaners, so make sure you rate them really well too. HomeAglow is also a fantastic way to support the cleaners in your community because 100% of the cleaning fees and tips go directly to the cleaner that you hire through HomeAglow. With that, we are so thankful that this episode is brought to you in part by HomeAglow. Now let's talk about their Forever Clean membership. Schedule your cleaning by simply going to HomeAglow's website, choose the day and time you're looking for, and how long you want the cleaner to clean for. Then you'll get matched with a cleaner. You can schedule as quickly as this week or get something on the calendar for next month to check it off your to-do list early. On the website, you'll be able to check out photos and reviews of background-checked cleaners before booking the right cleaner for you. The best part is that Forever Clean membership we talked about, which saves you $30 an hour on all future cleanings. You can book unlimited cleanings starting at $19 an hour, backed by HomeAglow's happiness guarantee. HomeAglow services are only available in the US. Take cleaning off your plate by using HomeAglow. Head to homeaglow.com/diaries to get your first 3 hours of cleaning for only $19.
Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest, with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/Spotify.
So good, so good, so good.
Great gifts for dad? We've got them, and they're up to 60% off at Nordstrom Rack stores now.
How did I not know Rack has Adidas?
They've got the best gifts.
Gotta show dad some love.
Snag amazing deals on Father's Day gifts from Cole Haan, Calvin Klein, Vince, and more. Great brands, great prices. That's why you Rack.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV Insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injury is an additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
I've been wondering what Nick was up to this entire episode. It makes me wonder, was there anything else he was doing that made her more suspicious of him? Fill me in.
Unfortunately, Pepita had recently admitted to her mom that Nick was abusing her. The way it's explained on Disappeared is that Pepita had explained to her family that allegedly Nick had been getting out of control with drinking and, again, had been getting abusive. When Shelda had the conversation with Pepita about all this, she told her, you know you can't be with somebody that does this. Once they do it, they'll always do it again. Anita encouraged Pepita to move back home with her, and Pepita did end up spending some time at home, but ultimately she went back to Nick's house. That's what takes us to March 24th, 2020. It's not stated in black and white on Disappeared, but it's inferred that this is the date that Anita dropped her back off after she had been spending time at home away from Nick due to this abuse. As Pepita exited her mom's car, the last time her mom ever saw her, she said, "Mom, I love you. Take care of yourself. Drive home safe." It's pretty important to note here on Nick's side that he's never been convicted of any violent crimes, and this is according to Darlene, the lawyer and advocate. She explains, though, that there were multiple calls related to domestic violence to his home, though. These domestic violence-related calls that are documented do, of course, worry Pepita's family because, remember, she had just returned back home to him after leaving because of this abuse. One of the calls that Darlene points out was from Nick on 2/6/2020, not long before Pepita had gone missing. There are also medical records that Darlene has that show on 2/10/2020, Pepita was hospitalized. And despite much redaction in that document, we can see that one of the reasons listed under reason for visit is, quote, assault victim. This is clearly documenting a violent history, and Shelda wishes that Nick had been questioned more thoroughly and that a walkthrough of his house had been done. According to Cinemaholic, on April 19th, 2020, Nicholas filed a missing person report for Pepita on his own. He told police that on March 26, 2020, the two of them had gone for a drink, but later they had an argument. At that point, Nicholas claimed that Pepita had left, and the following day, he says he got a text that said she was with a guy that we'll call L. The same reporter I mentioned earlier, Sean, said that police told him they did interview Nick once, and he's not a suspect. Darlene expands on this, saying that the Albuquerque police say they do not believe Nick is involved in any type of foul play and that they have done everything possible to properly investigate. So they're going to continue to leave it as a missing persons case.
If what they have to say is true about Nick not being involved, what about the guy that she was with, according to Nick, L? Did they look into him?
Sean and Darlene were wondering that same thing, and Sean asked police if they had looked into him. He got no response. Darlene says, "It's my belief that they did not look into L's Facebook account, cell phone records, so I do not believe that we're able to determine if she was indeed with L." So basically, they don't even know if she was ever with him. According to Darlene, Pepita's family wasn't contacted at all, according to her, during this period of time, and there wasn't any progress on her case, no warrants or anything like that. Darlene says, quote, "I believe that this case sat basically unlooked at. Shelda and her mom had to keep putting in the work on their own and search for Pepita." This is when Shelda tells her mom to put L's name out on Facebook, stating it's who Nick says that Pepita was last with. They had no clue who L was, but they hoped somebody else might. They got more than what they were looking for in July of 2020. L reached out to them himself. He says, "Hey, look, I knew Pepita, but I'm not involved in her disappearance. I don't know where she is. The last time I saw her was March 10th. That's 2 weeks before she went missing." On that day, Pepita had brought him a cupcake to celebrate his birthday. Elle says that when she gave him the cupcake, she was with Nick, and Nick was upset that she was giving Elle a cupcake. That caused an argument, and Elle alleges that he saw Nick strike Pepita.
Okay, but did he do anything to help Pepita?
No, he left. He says that he didn't want to cause any more problems. This is all according to Shelda. Now listen, that doesn't mean he didn't try to do anything beforehand, but yeah, Shelda says that Elle told her he just left.
So he witnessed this alleged abuse and police haven't spoken to him.
Darlene says that it's her understanding that contact had never been made with Elle. Unfortunately, he's deceased now.
Wow.
With Elle gone, so are any of the answers he may or may not have had. The next thing I want to tell you about with this case is a phone call that Anita got from a young woman who said Pepita was at City Park.
Okay, but was there any other information she gave? Like, did she say who Pepita was with, what she was wearing, how she looked? I'm asking if she said anything else.
No, that was it. Just that she was at City Park. As you can imagine, the adrenaline was pumping. Shelda got in her car and raced to this park as quickly as she could. She was excited that maybe Pepita had finally been found, but she didn't know what she was going to get into. When she got to the park, she ran to the only people she could see. It was a couple at the park. They were drinking and they had their back to where Shelda was coming from. She ran and yelled for her sister, "Peta, Peta." But as she was calling out like that, she got no response. And as she neared, she realized it wasn't Pepita. She approached the couple and showed them the missing flyer, though, and they hadn't seen or known her. Even though she didn't find Pepita at that park, she didn't give up, though. She turned to Google for help, and she Googled City Park, just so that she could see if anything else was labeled or referred to as City Park in Albuquerque. What came up on Google Maps was a tag for City Park right on top of the Wood Springs Suites. You can still see this tag if you use Google or Google Maps and type in City Park, Albuquerque. When Shelda saw this tag, she immediately headed to the hotel and she noticed 3 men with walkie-talkies kind of surveilling the comings and goings of the parking lot. She also noticed a row of vans with blacked out windows and license plates from different U.S. states. This really made her afraid that her sister may have been trafficked if this hotel was the city park referred to by the woman that called. Regardless if it was, they didn't end up finding Pepita there. Another call came in soon after stating that they saw Pepita by a grocery store on Juan Tabo Boulevard. And again, Shelda dropped everything and headed over to the area. This time, she sees the woman they were referring to, and it looked just like Pepita. She parked at the roadway inn nearby and ran after the woman on foot, yelling, "Pepita, hey, stop." The woman turned around, and Shelda says it was a, quote, spit image of Pepita, but taller with longer hair. She told the woman, "Oh my God, you look like my sister." And the woman let her know, "Look, a lot of people have been telling me that, and they've even been approaching me." Shelda believes this may be the girl or woman people had been seeing when they were calling in sightings of Pepita, who has been missing for going on 2.5 years now. In those 2.5 years, her family has been able to gather her things from Nick's house, and the district attorney from Bernalillo County in New Mexico, Raul Torres, has taken Pepita's case. And this is great because now there are 2 investigators assigned to work her case. Darlene, again, the lawyer and advocate, explained that those investigators have been able to get warrants for, quote, electronic media and telephones. They've also been speaking with the FBI and checking out places Pepita used to spend time. Another amazing thing they've already been able to do is gotten DNA swabs in order to help create and identify Pepita's DNA makeup. It's great that they're doing all of this work now, finally, in Pepita's case. But as Shelda puts it, we don't know what shape she's in. We don't know if she's okay. We're looking for answers, and we won't give up on her. We just want her home. In hopes that Pepita could hear her, Shelda said tearfully, "I'm not giving up. I'm going to make sure. Either way, you come home or we find out. We're going to find you, one way or the other. If we have to wait forever, then we will." Darlene, ever the advocate, stands with Pepita's family, saying that they're going to continue to find answers and find justice for Pepita. We're going to end by giving the vital information on Pepita, but before that, I want to remind you that you can help combat the violence that Indigenous women face every day, as Pepita has, by supporting the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center. Anita is also attempting to build a reward fund for information on Pepita's whereabouts. You can support that through the GoFundMe link that we have in the show notes. Now, here's the vital information on Pepita. She was 27 at the time she went missing. She would be 30 years old today. Pepita was 5 feet 1 inch and weighed about 141 pounds. She had brown hair and brown eyes, and her race is Native American, Navajo to be specific. She's said to have been wearing a black shirt, skinny jeans, and black shoes. Pepita has 4 tattoos, a dinosaur on her right forearm, a koi fish on her left forearm, a butterfly on one of her shoulders, which is not specified, and the word, her name, Rehair, on one of her legs, also not specifically stated. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Pepita, please call the New Mexico Department of Public Safety's Missing Person Hotline, 800-457-3463. That's where we'll leave this episode. Until next time, you know where to find us at the Murder Diaries Pod on TikTok and Instagram, at the Murder Diaries podcast.com, and the Murder Diaries pod request at gmail.com.
And if you haven't already, go ahead and give us 5 stars. It helps us keep spreading these stories.
And until then,
stay safe.
Bye. Today's episode is brought to you by Acorns. People often say that the best investor is a dead investor. Morbid or not, here's why. It's because those who have passed can't make rash decisions, and they can't pull their money out in a panic every time they hear about a dip in the stock market. Acorns is built to help you invest for the long term, and, well, you don't need to be dead. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now. What's great about it, too, is you don't need a ton of time. You can create your Acorns account and start investing in just 5 minutes. Basically, Acorns does all the hard parts so you can give your money a chance to grow.
Sign up now and join over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $25 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/diaries or download the Acorns app to get started.
Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively grow Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/diaries. Spring is here, and it's time for some spring cleaning. HomeAglow is here to deliver consistent and affordable support for you, too, to get your spring cleaning done. HomeAglow is a top-rated service platform dedicated to making your space clean and tidy. Their website allows you to book online, which allows you to instantly schedule a cleaner in your area for a special occasion, that party you're getting ready to host, or just to book some regular help to take some things off your plate. What's comforting is that cleaners have to pass a rigorous certification process, and they also have to maintain a 4.8-star average platform rating. We know you're going to love your cleaners, so make sure you rate them really well too. HomeAglow is also a fantastic way to support the cleaners in your community because 100% of the cleaning fees and tips go directly to the cleaner that you hire through HomeAglow. With that, we are so thankful that this episode is brought to you in part by HomeAglow. Now let's talk about their Forever Clean membership. Schedule your cleaning by simply going to HomeAglow's website, choose the day and time you're looking for, and how long you want the cleaner to clean for. Then you'll get matched with a cleaner. You can schedule as quickly as this week or get something on the calendar for next month to check it off your to-do list early. On the website, you'll be able to check out photos and reviews of background-checked cleaners before booking the right cleaner for you. The best part is that Forever Clean membership we talked about, which saves you $30 an hour on all future cleanings. You can book unlimited cleanings starting at $19 an hour, backed by HomeAglow's happiness guarantee. HomeAglow services are only available in the US. Take cleaning off your plate by using HomeAglow. Head to homeaglow.com/diaries to get your first 3 hours of cleaning for only $19.